STEM coordinator at the Aerospace Corporation, which our headquarters is in El Segundo. We have other offices throughout the country. We hire about 3,500 employees nationwide, and about 70% of them hold higher degrees, like masters and PhDs. I think about 700 of them have PhDs. So we have no shortage of brain power there. One of the things that came out recently is that we did not have a STEM program. We had volunteers going out to schools, but it wasn't very localized. People weren't, they were going to their kids' school, they were doing work here, sponsoring a team at a school. And so in 2012, what ended up happening is Aerospace worked with Industry Initiatives for Science and Math Education. Aerospace is an FFRDC. It's a federally funded research and development center. So we get money to work for people like NASA, NRO, the Air Force, but we don't necessarily have a budget for STEM. We can't justify having a budget for STEM. So what we do in the limited resources that we have is send volunteers out, have people come out to talks like this, on a volunteer basis, and then in-house we actually have a couple of programs that we offer. Since one of them has been around for a while, for a long time, since the 80s, and a few others are brand new since 2012, and even one just this past year in 2015. So the way that came about is through the partnership with Industry Initiatives for Science and Math Education, ISME. They're based off of the Bay Area. They basically hire a teacher, and they pay the teacher for the summer. So you're a fellow teacher. So I was a science teacher at a high school, and I applied for this fellowship, came into Aerospace, worked that summer in 2012. And they're looking for partnerships actually. ISME is looking for partnerships down here because a lot of companies weren't pledging. So Aerospace was able to pledge for about 4 years, so they got 2 fellows who came in. The one prior to me coming to Aerospace developed kind of a mini program where she got these volunteers who were really happy to help the community, and they had the time and they can go out to schools, and she kind of rounded them up and brought in some schools. So they had like Crenshaw High School, Hawthorne Manual Arts, some middle schools. They had about 8 schools come in, and they basically did like a speed dating type of thing where the teachers kind of picked which volunteers would fit their school, and then the volunteers then went on to their school. So that was kind of our model for the first couple of years, but then we realized that, some schools, the teacher left, and so the relationship wasn't really with the school, it was more with the teacher, so either the volunteer followed the teacher, or, it kind of just died. The next teacher didn't want to do much about it. So we had to rethink about things. So when I came in 2012, I proposed to do a teacher workshop. And so in 2012, we had a small teacher workshop, and then in 2013, we had an even bigger one. So what we do is we bring teachers from the general area for one day. And this happens in July, so everybody's off for the summer. We work with district schedules to kind of make sure, more people can attend. And that was fairly successful, bringing in the teachers. We also have the Herndon Science Competition, which occurs in May. And I can show you that in a little bit. The applications are out, and you can bring in 6 students who write an essay from the middle school and 6 from the high school, and you can also bring an experiment team. We pay for materials up to $100 for your students to participate in the experiment section of it, and the students can actually win money. So that, and it's like $600, they can that they can get if they win first place. Second place is like $300, and then like $200 for third. It just depends on the funds for that year for the Herndon Science Competition. And part of the day is actually going to the, visiting the physical labs. In your folders, you have a lot of information. You have our 2014 report. There's some stuff, STEM stuff in there, and also a little bit about the Herndon. So you can read about it as well. So the kids go around the physical labs. They go to our STARS facility, which is a remote place where our scientists and engineers can support launches, rocket launches. That's mostly what we support. We were also involved with helping SpaceX become certified to launch the SMCs, rockets, and classified payloads and stuff like that. And so the kids get to see all that. It's a work day when they come in, so they are able to see people, dress, going to meetings, interact with volunteers, and they feed them a nice lunch, and then they get a lot of goodies when they come in. And everybody who signs up comes in as an invited participant, and so they all get the same treatment, and then they do the presentation of the awards at the end. We provide transportation for your school, so there's no reason to not participate in the Herndon Science Competition. We also have a Herndon Science Competition on the East Coast, and that usually happens in April. So if you have friends over there, you can look us up. Another opportunity that came out of this whole teacher workshop is, we've had teachers come in, and sometimes they're there. It's free, there's lunch, they get to see a bunch of stuff, but we're also trying to get to the students, because eventually those students who go into STEM are going to come back and work for us, what we hope, right? So if we bring those kids and we invite them in, we treat them really nice, we show them what it's all about, then they might stay. Or go to college and come back to us. So what we started doing, this will be our third summer, is we host the kids for 2 days. So we call it the High School Summer Institute. The dates are July 27th and 28th. Again, we partner up with the teachers, so on the second day, July 28th, we have both teachers and students come in at the same time. And so basically that's when all the lab tours happen. So, we have the biggest group. We have to maximize the time of our volunteers. So this year they're going to do a project. The first couple of times were trial and error. Like I said, we're brand new since 2012 with no budget. So all we really do is feed the students. But they have a blast. They come in. I have them do a statement. I have them do an application, which will soon come out, and then they also have to have a teacher recommendation. So, it's all kind of in practice to get a job, in practice to go to college, and they can never get enough practice of that. We basically don't turn anybody down. We put a cap of 30 people, 30 students for that program. And the first year, I think we had 30 sign up, 30 showed up, and one got sick, so he didn't come back the second day. But we've had basically, close to 100% attendance. Last year, we couldn't turn anybody down. We had 41 students. But we just felt like if these kids want to be here with us and they want to spend, their summer, 2 days of their summer, and drive from wherever, or walk, or take the bus or the metro, then we want them to be here. So we couldn't, we didn't want to break any hearts. So as long as they made it within the deadline, we kind of took them all. So those applications will be up pretty soon. The way that I do it, this is our new page. This is why I wanted you to show. I wanted her to show for us. We're still adding a lot of stuff. If we go to the education part of the website is where our STEM stuff is, but it's not very detailed yet. So our goal is to inspire the next generation. We have the Herndon Science Competition, facility tours. We have a couple of things in there, our STEM programs. We support a lot of the schools within the region. We don't sponsor Crenshaw at the moment. So see, this needs to be updated. So we're working on that and adding the teacher workshop, adding other partnerships that we have. We also have field trips. So twice a month. So this is John right on the picture. And John is really nice. He's the director of the STARS facility. And that's the support group for the launches. So at times when we have tours, we actually have a launch, and the kids, or the participants of that tour can sit in these chairs and actually watch the people work on, T-minus an hour or whatever, if we're allowed. So John really loves doing STEM tours, and he will say yes to everybody. So we kind of have to keep him on check because he does have a real job. So what they told us is that we can have tours. So we do offer tours of this facility only. John does a great job. He has model rockets. He has orbits that he shows the students. We take them out to see the space debris that has fallen from the rockets, like huge tanks, and we talk about the damage and how they stay in orbit for a long time, how they come back, what happens when they come back. And we're limited to 2 a month. We usually do it the second and fourth Thursday of the month. And you have to get on the calendar ahead of time. So we're kind of following the JPL model with that. Our April is really, really busy with other events. We also have dignitaries come and visit, mayors, governors, presidents of other companies. So we also host them. So, we have to be conscientious of the schedule, and it's certainly John's schedule and his team. But we do allow people to come in. We limit it to 30 people, or 30 participants, teachers and students, 30 total. We do not provide transportation for that, but if you can get yourself there, we can arrange something. So we have a couple of schools. We have El Camino College coming in. We have Montebello High School coming in June. We have John Muir High School coming at the end of this month, next Thursday. So, we can accommodate you if you let us know ahead of time, and you're flexible, because if we have a launch and they need to, or it's been pushed back, then we need to reschedule. So that's basically what we have. The types of careers that we offer are in basically all the sciences. Even though we're the Aerospace Corporation, there's a lot of interest now in the biological sciences, biotechnology. We do some of that in our labs, and we also, material scientists. I'm a geologist, so I went looking. There's a place where you can go looking for people and what their specialty is. Are there any geologists? We have 2 geologists. We have a couple biologists, and lots of mechanical engineering, aerospace engineering, engineering, electrical, systems engineering. So basically almost any type of engineering there is, we have there. So that's my presentation.